Breaking news this evening, US President Donald Trump announcing a 50% tariff on Indian exports to the United States, the highest tariffs imposed on any country in Asia.
Namaste dosto. Welcome back to Trivialad. Today we are diving into a topic that's heating up global headlines. The ongoing tariff war between the US and India. The US has raised tariffs on Indian exports to a whopping 50%. If you're wondering what exactly tariff is, and who stands to gain or lose from this move, you are in the right place. By the end of this video, we will try to give you a full breakdown. But before we jump into what's happening right now, let's quickly understand what a tariff even is, and why it's such a big deal in international politics and trade. Okay, so what's a tariff is in simple terms? It's basically a tax imposed on goods when they cross borders, charged as a percentage of the item's price. Think like this. An exporter from India sends a kurta to the US. If there is a 50% tariff, that $20 kurta now costs $30. That extra $10 either comes out of the exporter's pocket or the buyer's. Either way, it hurts our exports and the consumer ends up paying more. Tariffs are mainly used for two things: to protect local industries, like encouraging people to buy Indian-made kurtas instead. Second is to pressure or punish countries politically or economically. And that second one, that's what's happening right now. India and the US has always had a bit of love-hate relationship when it comes to trade. India has traditionally had higher tariffs on foreign goods. That's why Trump once called India the tariff king. Over the past few years, the US has been asking India to reduce duties on American goods, especially in sectors like tech, dairy, and medical devices. India has agreed a bit, but not enough to satisfy Washington. So why did Trump take such a drastic step? The US claimed it's punishing India for buying oil from Russia, even though markets drive that decision, not politics. Trump says this action supports American strategic interests. India on its part called it unfair and unjustified, pointing out that other big nations like the European Union countries buy Russian oil too, yet remain unaffected. Strange, right? Hypocrisy at its best. So what's the fallout here? Experts warn this could shave off 0.3% to nearly 1% from India's GDP growth. Think of sectors like textiles, auto parts, jewelry, seafood. Everything is going to get more expensive, and orders are dropping. Companies are shifting manufacturing to low-tariff countries like the UAE or Mexico. Reports say major retailers like Walmart, Amazon, Target, and Gap have halted orders from India. This could lead to $4 to $5 billion in losses for exporters. But the real victim here? Small Indian businesses that rely heavily on exports to the US. That means Indian exporters will either become uncompetitive in the US market because of higher prices, or be forced to lower prices, which eats into profit. Either way, this is a big blow to our economy, especially for small and medium manufacturers who already struggle with thin margins. On the contrary, is this a win for the US? Maybe politically, but economically, not so clear-cut. Higher tariffs often raise prices back home, adding costs for consumers and companies. Economists warn that tariffs can backfire, disrupting supply chain, provoking retaliation, and weakening long-term alliances with key partners like India. So India is also not taking this sitting down. PM Modi, without naming names, has said he is ready to pay heavy prices to safeguard farmers, dairy farmers, and fishermen. India has called the move unjustified and is hoping that closed-door talks, especially a US state delegation visiting later this month, can ease things. So to wrap up, tariffs are taxes on cross-border goods. The US has doubled its tariff on Indian goods to 50%, supposedly over oil imports. We stand to lose big, with exporters, MSMEs, and markets feeling the pinch. Americans may not win either, giving higher consumer costs and strained alliances. And India? India is fighting back, negotiating hard while defending its national interest. So what do you think? Should India retaliate, push harder for trade reforms? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this breakdown helpful, do hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more real-world explainers, tailored just for India. Thanks for watching Trivialad. See you in the next one. Jai Hind.